Good morning, everyone. Yeah, so what does it mean? All this data that we sit on the edge of our seats waiting for that's going to move the markets one way or another. Didn't do anything so far this week. So now there's, we're going to wait till tomorrow, right? Non-farm payrolls and unemployment rate. And what does that mean? Does the markets get a boost upwards or downwards? Um, oh, thank you, Ben. Charts, we need charts. Which what I'm saying at the moment really unrelated to the charts, but yeah, we need charts. Um, so what I think, and look, what I believe it means is that we spent this whole year in anticipation of the Fed cutting interest rates. Remember the start of the year, oh, we're going to have 6 cuts this year. Data every single week would come out, oh, maybe it's going to be 3 cuts. Then at one point you remember, oh, maybe it's going to be no cuts, then 2, maybe 1 cut. And so on and so on. And just the frustration and lots of wiggles that went on up and down and periods of indecision and then buying the dip because they're going to cut and all of that. So we got the cut. Now, of course, now it's are they gonna do a quarter? Are they gonna do a half? Um, More data being needed to solidify the decision. And here it is, the markets, as the data comes out, none of it is really all that decisive. But we know they're going to cut again because we went over the 13-week and we see where it's down and the conversation continues. So what's the takeaway here? Markets have had a nice little run from August where they collapsed and they're consolidating their gains. So far, for the most part, it's still positive. We just don't have the motivation, impetus, trigger to get things to move in one direction or the other decisively. And so as we get into, past the holiday, the Rosh Hashanah holiday, and into August, the seasonality, maybe this, I don't know, this sentiment extreme gets worked off during this consolidation. We're just looking at the Dow futures here. You can see the breadth continues to deteriorate, and it's not all that bad as it might initially seem, as to see this breadth deteriorating like this, because maybe some stocks are getting clobbered a bit. We know that's happening. We saw the FedEx thing, and we see some others getting whatever, and a lot of things just chopping sideways. And remember how this piece of information is constructed. And the advancers minus decliners, it's here. You take this number, advancers minus decliners, and look at it here, hugging around the neutral level. Well, it makes sense for it to be neutral. Well, the market's not going anywhere. And so it's the difference between two exponential period moving averages. So the moving averages start to come together just like they do as price data begins to go sideways. The moving averages catch up. And if it goes sideways long enough and things dip down a little bit, I'm just using these two here to just point out the same thing. The shorter term moves under the longer term. And the 19 is now under the 39 exponential because this is under zero. But as we look at the trend of the market, what we see is a consolidation, a choppy consolidation of bars overlapping each other. Here, this is the S&P 500. However that happens on a day-to-day basis, it's like, oh, the markets are going to go up. And then they didn't. Oh, we got this red bar the other day. Oh, the markets are going to go down. And then they kind of did, but they didn't. It's just an inside day. So what we have right now is the market digesting the information from the past, the present, consolidating the gains, and consolidating the excessive breadth. And maybe tomorrow's data will get things moving. We just don't know. You can see down here, Um, this pop up here, which is not excessive, but it's a lot higher than here. The put call ratio, there was a lot more call buying, and as traders, institutions thought this would rip higher above 5,600. Now they're starting to believe it's going to go down. Maybe it will. Maybe it'll just keep chopping sideways. And these options, remember earlier in the week, I showed you this big open interest in puts and calls. Well, all of those options lost money. But traders that took the money, I guess, on the dip, um, wrote it back up. Okay, they took their money. And we see here, you know, th- these are relatively normal numbers on a day-to-day basis. Those days, it was 5 digits. There was a huge amount at that one strike. I think it was 57.60. And now that's dissipating. So we just come back to what's happening in that markets are digesting the move, and maybe they have to come down a bit. There's nothing to suggest it's going to be some kind of a crash scenario as to October, historical things, the October crash, the September worst month of the year didn't turn out to be true. It was actually a decent month. And so here we are dealing with choppy price action. It is what it is. And until it digests that, I'm just moving to the NASDAQ futures here. It's digesting that. It took out this high and it's pulling back into an area where buyers should want to step up, and they have to some degree because it's holding here. We got this whole day and tomorrow to deal with, and we'll see what this weekly bar looks like. But I suspect that maybe it's going to just continue to chop around here, and maybe up and away. Anyway, who knows? We don't know right now. I'm repeating, but digesting what it is, getting new economic information as to what is unfolding as far as the economy, jobs, so on and so forth. And of course, we can't forget about the Middle East, which kind of has turned out to be a yawn so far, not for the people dealing with that, but as far as the markets go, maybe unless a nuclear bomb goes off, they really don't care. War is okay, as far as the markets go, because just call the markets an entity that would walk over your dead body for 50 cents to make that money. So if people are dying and war is going on, the markets don't care as long as it doesn't affect what's happening in the market yet. So let's buy defense stocks like have been doing well lately. That's the reality of the markets. And if it was a person, we would just say it's evil. But we're just waiting here for things to get digested. And, just based on what the charts look like, still looks okay. It's just not moving the way most of us would probably like it to move. So nothing we can do about it. So after that, we'll just take a quick look around. And what we'll see is pulling back to support where it should make a turn. And would assume go higher until something else changes, which it's not doing right now. SPX, here's the strikes today, up and down. I don't know what would get things going to the upside today. So, as always, we look at what should be extremes and then we take it from there. This is much further down. Well, not that much further down, but you've got support, you've got a 20 MA, you got these pivots, you got this congestion over here. You see overlapping bars like that. There's going to be a consolidation in a lower time frame, which you can see right there. So we've got this larger area of congestion up above and a smaller area of congestion. So as we look at this and say, what might have more potential to drop, we would say the downside. Well, drop to where? Well, at least down to here. And if it doesn't hold that area, and you can see the daily chart, it opens up to a void. but we don't have data, information, chart patterns to support a thought that it would go down there. So right now, maybe it needs to just work its way down here as we look at the S&P 500. Work its way down there. Will there be more willing buyers? Whereas right now, they're not. It's the bottom line. Industrials working sideways. Transports, just a big mess, but at the top of the trading range. Stay away. Bitcoin, pulling back to support. It took out the high. This is where buyers should step up here. The weekly chart just running in place for a long time. So daily chart held the low, took out the high, testing the next resistance area, pulling back to support. Let's see, in the next day or so, do we get a bottoming tail bar that would support this going higher? Gold, new all-time highs, consolidating the gains. Maybe the 20 MA catches up, and nothing much happening there. Spiders, John wants me to review. It's going to be the same as the S&P 500. It's on support, that bottoming tail bar right there. You can see where my cursor is on the hourly chart. I'll take a look at Nina for you, or Dan can. That's moving with the China story. But 20 MA here, you see the support level, same deal. You got a sort of a topping pattern. There's a break here. And as we can see, my cursor on the 5-minute is just down to the bottom of that initial range, and it popped up from there. Just marking time for the moment. So nothing much of happening there. Qs pulling back, and this is where, just based on the charts, where greater opportunities could be, right? In the Qs, semiconductors, and so on, make the turn. I'm being asked, gapping down, will it continue to gap down, or will it fill the gap? Well, isn't that what we all want to know on every single day on anything that gaps? What's it going to do? So now what's the plan as you look at whatever's gapping? Oh, I could suggest you go and take a look at purchasing the gap trading course, but reading the technicals will guide you as to what may happen, not what will happen. But Dan will take a look at that. So semiconductors, I'm trying to get to here. This is an attractive setup. It's not quite in an uptrend, but it exceeded the pivot high. It's pulling back to an area of support, converging moving averages. It's just not doing much of anything this morning, but stocks like Micron, MU, others, AMAT, of course, everybody want to look at NVIDIA. It's the leader, but patterns that pull back after a strong run, that pull back to support of where buyers are going to be. And now we wait to find a clear, defined setup, which is in the making right here. Financials, just marking time, not doing much of anything. They were down earlier, didn't break any support. They popped back up. They're marking time. So what I'm explaining here this morning is just putting things in perspective of what is, and then we can get ready for what will come today with some expectation that right now the markets aren't doing much of anything but digesting gains, and news isn't moving the markets. Certain news, certainly the China news, moved stocks related to that, metals, chemicals, and so on. And so some of that pullback digestion started to happen yesterday. And that's just, evolution with things. And so as I'm explaining this, it's what we call the factory work. Sometimes things are trending up and it's clear what's happening. Sometimes they're trending down, and sometimes they're a big mess like they are now. But messes lead to eventual directional moves. It's just not ready yet. So we wait. Here was a pullback to support where buyers stepped up. It failed. And now will this turn into a measured move coming down here? This is something that you can keep an eye on. See what financials do. If financials start to fall apart, that could be one piece of information that guides you to what's happening. I didn't look at crude oil, but it's up here a little bit. And last week, even the week before, we talked about it coming down to the bottom of the trading range, that oil stocks would perk up, and they did, and they fell back. And then we talked about a possible W, and we've got a sloppy one that's moving up here. So energy stocks are starting to do a bit better, but the trend is down. There's a lot of, I don't know, disconnects. Markets are just doing what they're doing, what they've always done, and things are not set up as to giving us many excellent opportunities, but that will come. That will come. Silver marking some time at the top of the trading range. So more of doing a lot of nothing for the moment. And so as we look around the markets and look at different sectors, there was the potential possibly for retailing to break out, and it didn't. It was the same thing with biotech. It had come up to the top of the range. Will it consolidate and break out? It didn't. Retailing didn't. It's coming down. So this just continues to be an erratic, sloppy pattern that's ongoing. So you think on the pattern on what is $ SG, Raul? Oh, IWM, little buy, sloppy buy. It's on these moving averages. So more of the same. What more can I say other than what I've already have? There's nothing's going to change the more things that I look at here. And so I shall hand it over to Dan to cover opens and gappers and so on and NIO, Dan.
Good morning. Hey, Ron, I just noticed your drop down. If you'll change it to everyone. Zoom has been busy, I guess, for the last 10 years. They can't get that fixed yet. Even though it would take an hour to fix. We're on MTT. Yeah, top and cutter. It's it's a bullish weekly is a kind of a bull rectangle. Monthly's bullish, but multiple time frames. Sure, we're swing traders. Maybe a call spread. Couple of alarms here. Aflac up alarm. Alex got us into this. Beautiful relative strength. So people cry about insurance companies losing money with storms and this and that. Don't cry. Look at the shareholders. Don't cry. $89 to 115, all-time highs. Coors alarm went off, but then pulled in. I think Sammy Boy gave me this. I like the weekly. Broke out, inverse head and shoulder, pullback, bottoming tail. Great example of multiple time frame alignment. So look, this is our pullback right here. This is all our pullback. And there's our buy setup on minor support. So it looks great. And I'm glad it's not triggering at the open. I don't like those, particularly when the bias is kind of fading the broader market. TMOS relative strength looks great over the highs. I also hope it doesn't trigger if the markets stay weak. LUV I've been watching. Sloppy buy setup. Inside bar. If it can get, what's today, Thursday? If it can get over Tuesday, then I like this as a put spread. This K-Web sector, China has been on fire. And I've been saying for the last couple of days, get ready for call spreads. And I think with this gap down, today's the day, particularly since this is Thursday. And we should have a slew of 1DTEers. If there's weeklies, there's not on K-Web, unfortunately. But PDD I posted. Reversing here, gapping down. We can sell the out of the money call spread for tomorrow. This Futu yesterday, Greg chickened out. I didn't post it. We could have sold the 150 calls. I forget what it was, but some people in the green room did it, right? Around $2, so it's some crazy amount. So that worked out great. All right, those are my alarms. Let's look at earnings here. Levi, ugly gap down to support here. I have it on this bottom right. 30-minute high, put spread idea. Was it 150? All right. November Golf, no pattern. STZ 251. I was contemplating a condor on this yesterday, but I wanted to do the 240s and there wasn't enough. I don't have a pattern, but 30-minute high, maybe put spread and go. It was up, so I had, if it was opening here at 785-ish, or this whatever up here where my line is, it's then it would have been a 30-minute high candidate. But now I see that it's gapping down, so we'll come back to you. And RTX got an upgrade. Yeah, military, there's nothing to do now. So that was a good pattern, RTX. Golf Delta was a good, no. Oh, Golf Delta is a 1, 2, 3 now. GD is what I'm thinking of. All right, Golf. No, this is GD. I don't know. There's one that looks like RTX. Looks identical. I forget. All right, so this looks great. I guess I popped into this by accident. So 304.70. I must set an alarm. That's yes. 3, and my alarm went off already. All right, let me put it in a window. Then I'll watch it at the market open. We are long LMT though, so we nailed this one. This was in last weekend's letter. Look how clean that is. It was a closing breakout and then went sideways 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. That was such a beautiful no-brainer breakout. So we're in trail mode on that. Carvana's been holding strong, bull rectangle. I got an alarm up here. Twilio's been strong, but I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with this entry, with what the market's doing. Neo, somebody's asking about. I mentioned Neo both on this gap up day and this green day. Now it's a sloppy climb-o and it's gapping down with the Chinese stock, so there's no pattern. You need a retracement and a new setup, and it might take a week or two. I don't know. But I do like the monthly as a potential bottom fishing. FXI, sure. If there's any juice up there, sure. STZ. Really, FT, thanks. That's I like fundamental analysis like that just because of sector review and so forth. So FT is saying GD is shipbuilders and RTX missiles. Okay, yeah, the missiles with the war going on, a lot of breakouts there. EVGO. Yeah, I have that down here. I saw it moving. That is a monster move on an upgrade. Now, you may not think it's a big dollar amount, but look, it is. Do the math. 520 divided by 382 is, what's that in my head? It's 12% gap. Just from an upgrade. Power here, here's your flag pole. So another bull rectangle. Bullish weekly, monthly. Prim. This is a great example. Remember we were saying in the green room yesterday, buy setups following climactic sell setups have a high failure rate. So here it triggered and it failed. But so these are better. We call them the second time around. So you let it fail and let it set up another buy setup and see how the reversal's happening on minor support here now. Yeah, Patrick, I guess, that's like BS to me. There's just, I don't know, it's just analyst upgrades, downgrades, I think is a joke. It's just a toy for them to generate activity. And then there's a bull flag. Now it's following a Climo again, but remember the concept yesterday? Remember when we did MT Live, we went over all the concepts. This is retracing it in a very 1 second in a very bullish manner. So it's not retracing a lot, it's retracing in a controlled manner. You got a bottoming tail, range expansion, engulfing bar. I still just wish it was not so extended. I would love the same pattern. Let's say it was right here at this, from this closing price. I would have a lot more confidence. But I'm still going to set an alarm here at 125.20, which I hope doesn't trigger since the market's gapping down. Yeah, Greg Levi's on my put spread watch. So Gurvinder, the one is EBGO right here. I just did the math in my head, 520 divided by 393 was, I just swagged it 12%. All right, Google broke out. See, now it's gapping down. So this could have been a potential head and shoulders if it continued to chop sideways for a couple more days. But if the markets keep pulling in, then no, that retracement's going to get deeper. HIMS has an ugly gap, and it's not earnings. I don't know what's going on there. So K-Web Love, have go. Charlie Golf it's not a typical W, but it's a nice bottoming tail on retail. So I'm gonna set an alarm 4360. And you see I use my 15-minute chart a lot for alarms. You see that resistance there, 4360. And then just move on. Show on YouTube asking about DIN bull flag. No, that's not a flag. That's just a consolidation after a pro gap breakout. There's no flag there. A flag, what stock was it? I forget already. A flag is a counter trend channel consolidation that is, just roughly 30 degrees down. This is a flag. The other is just a consolidation. My alarm just went off, by the way. So I'm going to get rid of Ango here. Let's put MTZ right there. Look, that looks great. And love just went off. I gave that as a put spread. So Don, I know how you like helping me on these. If you want to check the premium, feel free. NRG, yeah, it's breakout, continuation breakout. All right, I had Delta Victor alarm go off. We are short this. Let me set a new alarm. Qs are the weakest right now. 1 minute into the market open. You're welcome, Joe. Yeah, Joe, you should come to our MT lives. We've been doing them 6, 7 years, and every single topic is an amazing topic. So yes, we've done MT lives on classical patterns, which are triangles, flags, um, etc. All right, LUV, let me check the juice bar. 29.27 for next week. Wow, I've never seen spreads like this on Southwest. 16 cents by 64. Are you crazy? In the 27s, 3 cents by 75. Absolutely nuts. So I'm going to say hold off. Let it settle down. Look at Levi bottom right. So this also tells me that there's some news surrounding LUV because of the crazy spreads. That's what they do when they don't want to do business honestly. They just open them up. They're like, fine, if you idiots want to pay my price, I'll take it. All right, Carvana alarm. That potential 30-minute high. That is a beast. Papa Mike. Here's a short. We gave it as a long put. Papa Mike. Alex gave us yesterday. Let me check the prices here now. And I hope they're not too spready. We're buying the 122 puts for next week. All right, Q's now the biggest reversal in 5 minutes. All right, 122. Yeah, spreads are nuts. So do stock instead. No, Don, so you didn't listen to me. I said the spreads are nuts, so I canceled it and just sent it to Telegram. So the spreads are absolutely ludicrous. Oh, okay. Oh, gotcha. You're saying if it narrows. All right. Gotcha. Oh, this PDD 5 minute low I gave as a call spread. So that hasn't triggered yet. All right, nice Papa Mike, falling nicely. That was a beautiful 15-minute end of day base also. Alex, cream alarm. This will be a fantastic 1, 2, 3 if it closes like this. That's not a good entry here, rallying to resistance, but and I'm still, we had 15-minute gap downs on the broader market. So I'm not crazy about longs here. I'm watching. We got AD line negative 1280. So not going to be aggressive here. Just, look at patterns, set alarms. I have an alarm on SMH also. SMH 244. It's about to go off. MU, I posted as a put spread over yesterday's high, but depending on how it closes, I have it as a directional idea too. Berkshire B low alarm, that's not good. We did a half lot. And we're still not stopped, but I have early alarms, as you know. I'll just set it $1 lower. SMH alarm, I told you it was close. Yeah, I see AMD ripping. Nvidia's holding well. I still don't like I still don't like SMH as a new trade. We can find better. AMD's not ready either. Nvidia, that's bullish pre-market. Gap up, bullish consolidation at resistance. Still, it's at that resistance right there. So I don't like it. All right, Levi, see, I said, put spread idea. Let's see what the juice bar has. No, there's no weeklies. There's no 1850s, and the 18s are only 5 cents. So no interest there. Cree. Yeah, it's not a good swing reward to risk, but day trade under the low. Cree. Excuse me. Adobe. Sam owes me $1,000. It went under 500. Alex will split it if you collect it. All right, those are all my alarms. No. I told him that I wanted 2 bearish inside bars. So he really doesn't owe me 1,000 yet. All right, let's move stop 113.26. Six, protect our money. I don't like the gap up and then retracement. We stopped out of a lot of stuff yesterday with our defensive management. So those are all my alarms. Let me go through opens here now. After Oh, man. Mm. Oh, shoot. All right, mid. I had the stop was yesterday's high. All right, so that's trailed stop down at a gain now. Hughes holding the best there. It's because of semis. Yeah, Berkshire fell another dollar already. What the heck? All right, the true stop on Berkshire, 451.33. So we got another dollar lower. But not liking the action. All right, alarm set. Xanax, yep, I had an alarm. I'll delete it also. Thank you. Docs. We stop break even. Let me look. Run.
Semis, some starting to make a turn.
Yeah,
MU, Nvidia's up. SMHs are looking like a go, like a part half position or something, maybe.
I just don't like this prior high right here. It's my problem. I you know, unless you, I mean,
I hear you. That's what I'm saying. Not all in.
yeah, I know, but I mentioned that that's looking the best right here.
You can wait a little bit. I mean, Qs are going to fill the gap, and that may turn things lower a little. So I don't feel any rush to do anything. That's for sure.
Ron, yeah, definitely, Ron.
Yeah, AMD is strong,
You're nine.
stronger.
Yeah, that looks fine, Ron. MU, I posted put spread yesterday's high. Still, it's ways to go, but yeah, but they're all similar, kind of right at Tuesday's high, though. So I know the market don't care about me, but what I would like to see is it to stop right here and go sideways until after three. Then I'll feel 10 times better. But diamonds and IWM here. Diamonds, that's a breakout failure head and shoulders right now. Now, if this little 3-bar squiggle, is that a term, Greg? Squiggle?
I
If
know you
this
like to wiggle.
if this squiggle weren't,
JPM, that could be a short or definitely a call spread.
yeah,
Financials are weakening.
yeah, so that's another reason to be careful on loans. JP Morgan. So Greg, on Thursdays like this, we always gotta, make the decision. Do you want to go out to next week? So the 2 10s for tomorrow are only a dime. Papa Mike, low alarm. Nice, Alex. But if we went up to the 2 12.50s for next week, then that works. So let's do 212. Yep, 212. Yep, looks good. 70 cents, $5 wine. I Greg, what Garvinder's asking about shorting the equity of JP Morgan. Why don't you take that one? I'm not sure. Yeah, I have it posted already. See, my alarm didn't go off. Oh yeah, my alarm did go off. I was trying to catch up here. So we might be in it already. Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with, I'm not messing with LUV. Yeah, wow, yeah, nice move there. Nice weekly, monthly too. Yep. Ah, okay. So Webco had some news. It wasn't just the upgrade. Got it. Okay, so that makes more sense. The comment I made this morning was I couldn't believe the size of that gap just on an upgrade. That was my comment. All right, TMUS triggered relative strength. And yep, core's triggered. Oh, let me look at that PDD. Maybe because I'm pretty sure the 5 minute low we would not get filled, but maybe we do it on a bounce. Ah, thanks, Stephen. Didn't come in Telegram. It's there. The unofficial version is there. All right, then let's cancel it then. But yeah, thanks for that. All right, PDD. Yeah, glad 5 minute load didn't trigger. All right, let's cancel this. PDD. Sam, is this singer that got arrested? PDD? Is this his company? P Diddy, something like that? PDD? Well, I guess him being locked up because he's still making money. All right, semi is still strong. Let's 30-minute high even would be a 1, 2, 3. I know, that's what I said. He's in the slammer or whatever. All right, 238. All right, let's do 237 put spread over the high. It's 47. It could. If it closes like this, could be the turn. I'll put it on the list. All right, Abco. Yeah, that one cleared the red bar. Yeah, that looks good. 66. No premium for a put spread, but it looks good. It's just I don't know where you would put your stop. Hey, whoever told me about you didn't get the JP Morgan telegram, why don't you email me your latest screenshot of telegram? Just curious. But yeah, I'm at go bullish weekly, monthly too. Dan at Master Trader. All right, so Greg, SMH, you want this in the ETF letter? Are you
Sure,
happy?
sure.
Half lot,
Yep.
stop weeks low or more?
Well, I think under the 50. If it breaks the week's low, I mean, it depends if it closes there. It could break the week's low and turn a bottoming tail bar. If it closes below it, you know it's going to be a measured move lower. But it looks good. I mean, look, we always talk about timing, but timing sometimes leaves you standing there watching from behind. The cues are at the top of the trading range on the 5 minute. Some selling starting to come in, and SPY, is backing off here a little bit. Let's wait 15 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good to me. Yeah, I'll look at it. But like I said, I only did the unofficial version, which is a screenshot. All right, Greg, I'm liking this thing. MTZ over the high.
Second, I
Circle.
saw something. This thing always takes your screen away when I do certain things. Yeah, it looks good. Where did you post? I see it says Dan JPM earnings pre-market on expiration day. So let's cancel. I'm looking for the post where you said to do it. That I don't see. Oh yeah, I do. I see the chart. It's there.
Right. So how come Steven didn't see it?
Maybe he needs new glasses. I'm joking. I don't know. And I never heard anybody say that they don't see it. Something in Telegram that we do. No, it's not in the MT swing trade. It's in the weekly options trader.
Steven, it depends what type of trading you like to do. We have three letters that are very, very different. But if you want to, well, we can talk about it here, or you can email us either way. WDC alarm. I know it had a deep retracement into the close. Hey, looks better now. It's not a good entry here, but if it closes like this, all right, we don't need this Levi piece of garbage.